Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys the Halloween movie review series, and this is going to be number 24 in that series. I know I'm still very behind. I know I'm technically supposed to be on day 28. I've been behind. I'm still catching up because of that test I had to study for, and also I've had family. I've been going over my school schedule. I went and saw Jigsaw last night, so I didn't want to watch two movies and then go and watch another movie to burn myself out. So these next couple of days, I'm going to use this time to catch up and make sure I at least catch up in day 28 or 29. And I'm going to finally be all caught up. I at least want to be caught up before the final 2 days, because once I get to that, because if I have to do like a ton of them, then it's just not going to fucking work out that way. So I'm here to give you guys the video now. Let's just get right into this video. So today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of Cloverfield. These next few videos I'm going to be fan requested videos that people wanted me to do, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be doing some ones that the fans requested, because I am the man of the people, and I listen to my fans, and if they want it, they get it. So today, I'm going to be reviewing Cloverfield. This one was requested. If you go into my comments for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, it's there. He requested me to do, he wanted like a poll. He had put three options down. He put this movie, he put The Strangers, and he also put Pandorium. And I've actually seen The Strangers. I saw it I saw it in May of 2016, but I'm June of 2016, but I'm totally fine with going back and reviewing it again. It might have been a couple of years ago now, but I am totally fine with going back and reviewing it once again. But I haven't seen the other two movies, actually. Now, Cloverfield was requested. He said it's not a horror movie, but it still technically fits into this series. This is a Halloween movie review series because it has to do with creatures and stuff. So this does work. So I'm taking it. So I'm just gonna get right into this. So this movie was I actually thought a very well done movie. I'm glad he requested it. I actually didn't even say I didn't even shout out the guy's name. I fucked up on there. I said the guy who commented on it, but I forgot to say his name. The guy that requested me to do this video, though, was I want to make sure I get his. I want to make sure I get his name right. His YouTube name is Mike Sells. I've shouted him out on this YouTube channel before, but he requested. So he's requested me to do the next few Halloween movie review series. So Mike Sell requested me to do this movie review. Requested me to do this one. So, like I talked about before, this I thought was a very well done film. And ironically enough, as this was the film, this film was a pretty much like one of those like handheld camera type of movies. You know, where if you've ever seen them, it's pretty much not. They pretty much use people's like handheld cameras as the camera, so it's as if someone's actually filming it as it's happening. I think that's awesome. I actually think that's really cool, and I like that. And this movie, was thought of because J.G. Abrams, I don't know how to say his name. When he was in Japan with his son, he was promoting. While he was promoting Mission Impossible 3, he saw Godzilla and King Kong toys, and he wanted to make his own movie. He wanted to make something like it, but he wanted it to be different from King Kong, from Godzilla. He wanted these creatures not to be liked. He wanted it to be insane and intense. So, then they started. Then Paramount Pictures, secretly went in February of 2007 with Cloverfield. They decided to go with this movie. This was where J.J. Abrams was going to produce it. It was going to be directed by Matt Reeves, written by Drew Goddard, and the project was going to be produced by Abrams Company, J.J. Abrams Company, Bad Robot Productions, and the visual effects producer was going to be Chantal Fagel, originally this movie, Cloverfield was the original title. That was the first one they come up with, but they kept changing the title several times. They're not really going to go into too much detail with it, but then eventually they finally decided to go here. I think when the trailers I heard come out, it wasn't meant to be that this was going to be the name, but everybody kind of knew it was going to be the name of this movie. When they actually casted the cast for this movie, they didn't even give them a script to read off of anything. They did it like in secret, and this movie had a budget of estimated. It had an estimated budget of $30 million. When one cast member actually went on to say that the film was going to look like it had a $150 million budget, which it kind of didn't. But they filmed this movie in New York. They filmed it in Coney Island and places like that. For the creature designs, it was designed by the visual main effects supervisor was Nick Tom and Phil Tippett from Tippett Studio. And that's about it for that. And yeah, a lot of stuff went into this movie, and it was very interesting. So now I kind of talked about all that stuff. For the cinematography, the director for that was Michael Bonvillain. It was edited by Kevin Stitt, and the Paramount Pictures distributed it. And this movie actually came out itself on January 18th, 2008. And the budget that actually went in this movie, it says here, was $25 million. So it was about $25 to $30 million went into actually making this movie. And now that I've gone through all that, let me get right into this movie. So like I talked about before, this is one of those movies where it's a handheld camera movie. They actually, when it's filmed, a lot of the scenes that you see is someone actually filming it, which I actually like. I actually kind of like those type of movies. It's different, Not every it kind of brings real life into movies, and I actually enjoy that quite a bit. So the movie starts off. It cuts to this person, Rob and Beth, and we see that they've slept together, and it shows them having a good time. They're gonna go to Coney Island and stuff, and they're having a good romantic time. And that was like filmed on April 26th at like 6:43 in the morning, and it kind of kept then it cuts to a later date, May 22nd. I don't remember the time, but it shows that then it kind of cuts right into this couple. It cuts right into this couple, Jason and Lily, and they're dating. Jason is Rob's younger brother, and Rob, we find out, has been sent off to Japan because he got a job offer over there, which I kind of think now that it's funny that he said he's been shipped off to Japan, considering, how J.J. Abrams came up with this movie, and he's been asked to film all the testimonies and stuff of everybody saying everything that they think about Rob. But he doesn't want to do it, so instead he has his friend Hud do it. Hud sees this girl come in, we find out is Marlena Diamond. And it's someone that he has a crush on. He tries to talk to her, and she doesn't seem like she's interested in him. And pretty much the whole movie, the whole first half of it is everybody just saying the stuff about Rob, about how he deserves this job and everything. And then Rob actually comes in, and everybody congratulates him. They surprise him, and Rob talks about how he wasn't expecting it. Then we see Beth walk in with some other guy named Travis, and Rob's upset to see Beth. He doesn't look very happy. He's just looking right at her. HUD's trying to ask everybody what's going on, and we find out. And Lily tells Jason and HUD that they had slept together before, and they didn't really end off in good terms. So then then Rob comes up to grab Beth. They go and we see them having an argument. We don't actually hear what's said because when HUD tries to go over and film it, they kick him away. So we pretty much assume that Rob kicked out Beth and Travis. He threw them out. Rob regrets this. He actually wants to date Beth, but it's too late because he's going to Japan tomorrow. But Jason and HUD give him advice and tell him that he's the only one, that can make it happen. HUD's even gone around to the whole party telling everybody that they slept together. Then a power outage happens, and the news finds out that there's been an attack. We see an attack's happened, and so everybody goes up on the roof from the party to see what's going on. And at first, everybody thinks that this is a terrorist attack. Because, at the time frame that this happens and everything. But then they find out that it actually wasn't a terrorist attack. And when they go outside, they see this big creature, and the military's trying to take this creature down. Everybody's told to get evacuated. But the creature, attacks, and then they hide. So they hide out into a store. Some people don't even make it. Marlena, pretty much saves, almost gets attacked. She gets checked on. Everybody has to evacuate New York. So, they leave. Everyone's evacuating. But then Rob gets a hold of his cell phone. And he calls Beth. And we don't know what happened, but we pretty much find out that Beth leaves him a message saying that she's paralyzed and can't move, so Rob wants to go back and save her. And as this happens, the creature knocks down the whole New York bridge, and this ends up killing a ton of people. But one of the main characters that it killed was Jason, which upsets Lily. Everybody gets upset. But when Rob wants to go back and find Beth, everybody tries to talk him out of it. They say that this is crazy, that he shouldn't be doing this, and but he's not listening. He's gonna do it anyways. So they go through it. They get into a fight where the creature's fighting off with the U.S. military. Then they run through the into the train station where the subway takes place, and they have to pretty much wait till this is all gonna blow over. So they wait for a while. It never does. HUD thanks Martinez. Molina, for coming with her. Asks if she's okay. They're kind of having a nice romantic moment. So then the gang decides to walk through the train tracks as the train never shows up. So they do that. Lily's upset that Rob died because she felt like she kind of treated him like shit. And no, not Rob, Jason. But then Rob says that he knew you loved him. Jason, Rob even gets a call from his parents and pretty much lets him know what happened to Jason. And then we see a ton of rats run in the train station, and they're running away from something, but they don't know why. So when they turn on the night vision on the camera, we see that that these people. Then we see that there's a bunch of aliens that are chasing them through the into the train station. HUD almost gets taken down, but Molina saves him. Molina gets bitten though, and she starts bleeding right through the eye. And she gets weakened, and then they go up, and they still try to leave. They blockade the door so the aliens can't get through. Well, the creatures, I should say. I just gave away the part of the movie. Then they get rescued by the military. And Rob's trying to tell the military to go out there and save Beth, but they don't want to because of this creature. And they said that that's not their problem. That they won't even tell them what this is. They said that it can't be explained. And then when Beth really starts to bleed through the eye and kind of starts to go through the motions, the military realize that she's been bit, so they kill her. I'm assuming because she was going to turn into one of them. They didn't really say why, but that's what I think we're supposed to have assumed. So then they go off to save Beth, and they were going to come, and they had to be at a certain place by 6 o'clock where they were going to come pick them up. So they jump across buildings and stuff to save Beth. I thought that had some pretty good scenes in it. And then eventually they're able to save Beth. They take Beth. They leave her house. And then the helicopter comes and saves them. What else? The helicopter, the military starts shooting down this creature. And, HUD's talking shit to it. And the creature hits the helicopter. And he's like, oh. And then this causes the helicopter to fall. Killing Lily in the process, I think, because we didn't see her after this. And then HUD gets eaten by the creature. I thought the camera effect, like when he zoomed in on it, the creature's just looking right at him. And HUD just gets killed by it. So then they take the camera. And Rob and Beth say their final words, who they are and where they are, in case anybody finds the tape. And then it cuts, throughout this movie, it cuts to, like, past events of, Rob and Beth when they were spending when they were spending the day together in Coney Island and stuff. And then Beth, at the end of the movie, says, this is a great day. And then that was the end of the film. I know, I didn't really spend a lot of time talking about it, but it was a pretty simple film, pretty straightforward. There wasn't any bullshit. They just kind of cut right into it, and yeah, it was pretty much the entire film. Overall, the film was really good. I thought the film was just simple. I thought the film had really good actors in it. Really good cast in it, I should say. I thought the film, I thought the film was a good job too, like kind of being mysterious. Like we kind of had to guess everything that happened. So I thought the film was really good in that regard as well. And this was just a really good film. It was simple, to the point, and it was really good. It was also something different too. It was something that had never been done before. And it was a good type of different, because doing stuff different doesn't mean it's always going to be a good thing. But in this case, it was different. It was something new. It was something that had never been attempted before, and I thought they did it very well. Now the only thing I could complain about is how the fuck did this camera work throughout the whole time. How the batteries not die because he had to have been filming for hours, and how did the camera not die? But that I can't think of anything else to really shit on. This was a really good film. I would totally recommend you watch this film because it was really good. And box office draws, it did pretty well in box office draws. It did $170.8 million. Now I know when I did Ghostbusters, I said that it did more than that. The 2016 one I'm talking about too, and that wasn't good. But because not as much money went into making this movie, this is good. This was actually really well for this movie. Critics praise this movie. Not a lot of people actually shit on this movie. It's actually pretty praised pretty well. And they've made sequels. Ironically enough too, I like J.J. Abrams. He didn't really want to make a sequel. I mean, it's not that he didn't want to, but he wanted to kind of wait to see how this movie did. And he didn't want to do it just for money grabs. He wanted to kind of wait to see if he could find stuff different, if he could make it better. So I kind of like that. There was no sequel. There was that it doesn't have a sequel. I mean, it sort of has a sequel. It's got because the next film I'm going to be reviewing is 10 Cloverfield Lane, and that's kind of a sequel. But there was no follow up to this. And overall, this movie was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. If I had to give this movie a rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. I think this is a really good film to sit down and watch, and I think it's really good. I would totally recommend watching this movie. And I don't really have anything else left to say. I probably have a ton of videos coming up today, so I'm not going to do any plugs. I know I said that last night, and I didn't I didn't end up making any more videos and stuff. But I actually will make more. I have a lot more to come, so I will be making more videos throughout these next couple of days. When I'm at the absolute last one, I want to that I'm going to be making for like a while, I'll do a plug. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.